Yo, peep the hat that I got when I went to Ensenada with my family. Ignore the wave cap on right now though. I'm just wearing it because I got my braids on. Now we're going to be going over the struggles with basketball, which are not knowing when or where I'm going to be playing at as I pursue to play basketball somewhere, as well as not knowing who's going to be there for the good and the bad times. I'll explain further, but first.
No disrespect to what y'all got going on. I've been trying to find good people for so long. I'm tired, bro. I would say this. It's a. I got. You know what I'm saying? You ain't got nothing left.
Alright, I know that message was kind of dark, but it's real. Adversity comes in all shapes and sizes, and it's part of the journey. Anyways, peep these new Kai 1s. I love these new shoes. Let me know what y'all think. So currently I'm in contact with the school that is giving me an opportunity to play overseas while I pursue my master's. I think the hardest part of this journey in pursuing to play basketball at this level has been just two things. Not knowing when things are going to play out and knowing where/when I'm going to be playing at. And the other struggle is being able to find people that will be able to stick through all the good and the bad times. Let me explain further. So let's go back in 2023. I played 2 years of Division III basketball and I decided to stop playing because I wanted to just finish my last year and a half online for classes for Purdue, as well as me having an opportunity to play semi-pro basketball in the Bay Area. I was thankful for these opportunities. I still hardly played in both of these organizations. The first thing I faced in adversity within the game of basketball had to do the over-recruitment of players in my position. In this case, it was being a point guard and shooting guard. A lot of the time it had to do with these players, whether it was my collegiate or semi-pro team, they had experience playing basketball at 4 years of high school and they averaged so many points and other statistics such as rebounds and assists. The other one had to do with some of them came from a junior college of basketball and they were playing in the rotation there. And even I remember for my semi-pro, some of them were just, they had experience playing basketball at the professional level. And playing against so many people that had so many years of experience with basketball, it was motivating for me because I felt proud of myself because I started playing basketball a lot later. I took it seriously at 17 and a half years old and I weighed 137 pounds at the time when I started. The second factor that was, I won't say when in that point of those years of me playing basketball, but there were different coaches that came to the program. They recruited their own players and, you know, fighting for minutes became extremely even more harder. It got bad to a point of uncontrolled politics where some players that I respectfully thought I was better than were playing more than me, even if they did not even show up to practice. And I made sure that I never missed a practice. So I just felt disrespected because I was putting in the work, and for a few of the ones that I was better than, if they didn't show up to practice, they'd be put in before me. So basically, in other words, they didn't have to work and they would still be rewarded. Mind you, at the same time, there were many different players that were a lot better than me overall. So now we're going late 2023, early 2024. I took a step back from semi-pro basketball. I did not want to play either. The result was me falling into a depression because I took a step back from college basketball. I stopped playing semi-pro basketball. And I also started a life coaching business that failed. It got so bad that at one point I had to call a mental health hotline because I had a series of panic attacks. And through that time, I had a lot of people in my life that I trusted, considered family, and loved dearly to do me wrong. They counted me out and decided to leave my life as I struggled to get myself back up because they saw me as weak for asking for help. And I still persisted with basketball and my passion was social media content creating and kept to myself. Later, eventually, I kept doing this and started to get back up on my feet with a few other people that took time out of their day to check up on me. They were just there and encouraged me to keep fighting and keep getting up. The other hard point that I was talking about earlier was this. As I was still growing with the people that are still my family today, the people that I had to take a step away from that counted me out, they started passively aggressively sending me hateful messages on social media, calls or text messages as I was starting to get better. I think the ones that hurt the most became a big source of motivation for me to spread kindness, grow as a human being, help others get better, and just become the best version of myself, because I couldn't control what people were saying about me if it was just an out of the blue negative put down. I've had some people in my life that send me text messages, voice messages that I still have to this day, and they said that I was ass at basketball even though I trained hard. It didn't even matter how much work I put in because I started playing later, and it's just a waste of time. I had another group of people that said that I was the fault of losing in a rec league that we all played in because I tried too hard. I was taking all these terrible shots, what have you, even though I was open. Or another example was me playing too hard defense because it seemed that I was just being a tryhard, but in reality, I was just giving 100% effort.
Another example was during my first year of college before I transferred and went to play college basketball. So for this previous school, I tried walking on their squad there for basketball, and when I talked to the athletic staff, one of them said it would be a waste of time because of what I looked like. I didn't have the physical features and just the right size, height, and even race because I was Asian Hispanic. He said all of these factors were liabilities in becoming a basketball player, and it would just not be worth my time.
Another example, I was invited to go to a scrimmage basketball run consisting of college and pro basketball players with some peers that I've just been hooping with for a minute at the time, but I wasn't one of the best players at the gym, and at the time I was just coming back from some type of injury that I had with my ankle. I didn't do my best. The effort was there, but the main person at the event asked me not to show up to those runs anymore and asked me who invited me to that run. I told it was the people at the time that I was cool with, those couple of people, but those couple of people, they acted like they didn't know me. I'm gonna take a break, and then I'm gonna resume on the other challenges I faced while pursuing basketball. Be back soon.
All right, you guys, I appreciate you guys waiting. I had to get a quick little haircut and take the braids out. So I've also gotten in the past by some of the people that counted me out more social media posts that I've saved to this day. Basically, they were just saying that I was giving the bare minimum because I had mental health struggles. When I was having my series of panic attacks, I would do my best to be present with other people, but sometimes I needed to take a couple steps back. And again, these people viewed me as weak. They were just saying that my behavior of me asking for help and needing therapy was just very childish. But at the end of the day, all what I was doing was looking of ways to improve myself so I could be the best version of myself as someone that can support other people. All of these things ended up hitting pretty bad because these people that I once thought were part of my circle devalued me because of having valid feelings of obstacles I couldn't control over due to not playing basketball the way how I saw it. I won't lie to y'all, there were a lot of unknowns. But at the same time, through unknowns, the beauty of life comes into play. Through my content creations of TikTok and YouTube, I came in contact with a former pro basketball player who is now a pro basketball consultant. He introduced me to another pro basketball consultant, and that other pro basketball consultant recommended that I attended a pro basketball academy in Spain. And in that moment, I had my opportunity. It's not how much of an opportunity you get, but what you do with every single one that you get, no matter how long it is. I played about 12 to 15 minutes a game. There were 6 games that I played in a span of 2 months, and maybe one I played like 20 minutes. But through that time, I ended up averaging 8 points, 4 rebounds, 2 assists, and 2 steals per game. The bright side of this, I ended up getting confidence back in myself with basketball, and I kept growing with the people that still stuck with me that encouraged me to still continue playing basketball. Even though this was the best level of basketball I really excelled at, there were still more unknowns. It was during the time when most professional teams already signed their players. And unfortunately, I didn't get picked up. So what did I do? I came back to SF. I found a passion of training dogs, and it's something that I want to keep pursuing while I play basketball and whenever the basketball stops dribbling. But here's the good part. I still remain consistent with my basketball training, and before then, things started to go my way. During my last game when I was in Spain, the director of the organization referred some of the teams to some university coaches. And one of those university coaches ended up seeing me play during that last game and ended up reaching out to me. This is a school that I'm currently in contact with. Long story short, I'm getting ready for that opportunity. It's a university school in Wales. I don't know when I'm gonna be playing with them, but I'm gonna be staying ready for this opportunity so I don't have to be ready. I'll keep y'all posted. Much love.